The baby's as big as a lemon and mama hasn't barfed yet. Let me tell you about week 14. Just like with my first pregnancy, I'm going to be doing weekly pregnancy updates. But this time around, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Each week, I'm going to look at it from a physical, emotional, and spiritual aspect to keep it interesting. So let's get started with the physical. Yeah, so I'm feeling better this week. In fact, I feel like I'm kind of slowly getting back to my old self. You know, with Griffin, I felt kind of funky between weeks 7 and 14. This pregnancy, it's been more like 5.5 weeks. So I'm thinking I probably will feel totally normal, maybe at like 15 or 16 weeks. But the important thing is I'm getting there. For example, I don't have to take my mandatory nap each day, although I would prefer to. So I'm definitely not as fatigued. The nausea is definitely, reducing. And so I'm happy about that. I've also really been thinking about the baby physically. This week they're really developing their internal organs, like their kidneys and their liver. In fact, the liver starts producing bile, and the kidneys now are working and they're actually peeing, which is so cute to think about. So it got me thinking I really want to do all that I can to support my liver and kidneys, because I'm sure there's some kind of synergy that happens there. So what I've been doing is drinking some roasted dandelion tea. It's kind of good. It almost has like a faint coffee taste because it's kind of like smoky and rich like that. And then I've been skin brushing and as well as drinking lemonade, because lemons are a superfood for the liver. They're also good for the kidneys. Now with the skin brushing, I have to say, like in the middle of a freezing cold winter, doing it is almost like torture. But since it's, spring now and getting warm, it's not so bad, and I make myself do it. And it's just good. It's good for your skin, and it also helps with the circulation and all that. And these are all really gentle detoxification things that we can do while we're pregnant, which is really cool because there's not a bunch we can do. So I have links to all that kind of stuff in the video description below, so be sure to check it out if you're interested. I've definitely had some moments of weariness this week, and actually throughout my whole first trimester, where I start thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to give birth to this child? I am so tired. I feel so not good. I mean, I'm not going to be able to give birth to this child, which is totally silly and an irrational fear because I'm way early, and you're supposed to be tired in the first trimester for the most part, and of course we're not ready to give labor, to give birth and all that. But I just think back to Griffin's birth, and it was such a long one, and it was so hard, and so that fear kind of can come up. So I've just really been giving it to God, just turning it over, letting it go, and I know that I'll be perfectly prepared once I'm like 38 weeks and all ready to that time, and so all that. But having said all that, I'm also really feeling excitement this week. I think just the reality of the pregnancy is really dawning on me, and I think just because the baby's bigger, and also I get to go to my midwife again this week, which I'm so excited because I haven't been since 10 weeks. It's just so weird that you only go like once a month for the first couple months, or for several months actually. So I'm really looking forward to just going back and connecting and just, keep talking that yes, I'm actually pregnant, and I'm just really excited to meet this little baby. I really believe that the baby can sense us from the earliest weeks of life. So I've been trying to, as best as I can, just really pray with the baby, pray for the baby, talk to the baby. I will never forget when Griffin was first born, and I said, Griffin, and he looked up at me kind of like, I know you. I mean, they really do. They know our voice, and it's just really important. So I have to be honest, like these first couple of months when I've really felt lousy, it's been harder, to really do that on a daily basis and to pray and to be that conscious about it, because I've just been kind of in survival mode and just kind of getting through the daily duties. But now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I've really been trying to make a concerted effort every day to put my hands on my belly, pray for the baby, connect with him or her, and just really talk to them and just really let them know that they are loved and they are wanted, and that even though mommy hasn't been feeling that great, it's no reflection on this child and my desire for it. And I've also really been thinking about just, again, those internal organs developing, and just that those would be knitted together perfectly and wonderfully. And the other thing that's really cool is if we're having a girl, did you know that 2 million, all of the eggs that she'll ever have, which is about 2 million, have already been created, which is so powerful to think, oh my gosh, like half of, my grandchild's DNA could be in my belly already. It's just crazy. So just those kinds of things really help me keep the bigger perspective, and it's a really great way to stay connected to God too. So I know a lot of you out there are pregnant. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like these pregnancy updates. I mean, I think they're kind of boring, but hopefully there's something useful here for you guys. And if there's anything else you want me to cover, please put it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.